All right, welcome to another edition of Carnivore Bites. I'm your host, Jeff Sherman, along with Dr. Eric Lopkin. And Dr. Lopkin, it seems like the Trump derangement syndrome continues, doesn't it?
It really does. The Democrats have decided they no longer care that the Mueller investigation found no collusion. They are determined to get any kind of dirt they can on Donald Trump because they know they don't have a shot at a legitimate win in 2020.
I believe that's true, but do you know that in the poll numbers, first of all, by the way, Trump officially by Rasmussen, officially for the first time cracked 51%. Your comment on that?
I think he's always been around 50%.
But this is official, so if you have the right, 5 or 10% fudge factor, then he could be approaching 60.
Yeah, I mean, we have the problem with the polling that none of the polling companies have changed their methodology since the 2016 election. So they're still not really counting Trump voters. Rasmussen has always been a little more accurate than the others. But now you've got a lot of independents and folks that maybe aren't as conservative, but still are in the Republican camp, coming forth going, yes, I support Trump. I like what he's doing. Now that the Mueller investigation is over and the Democrats really seem like they don't have a leg to stand on, there's a safety in coming forward. Beforehand, if you came forward and you said, yes, you support Trump, you were attacked on social media. You were attacked by friends and family. That's really what the left had turned to. So now you're seeing that turn around.
Okay. So also politically poll numbers are starting to decline for Democrats because of their obsessed Trump derangements. In other words, thinking that they're going to, and let's be honest, they actually think that Schiff and the others think that they're going to find something that Mueller didn't.
Oh, they're convinced they're going to find something because they are going to go over every document, everything that Trump has ever done, ever said. Honestly, there isn't a person on the planet that could survive the scrutiny that they are putting him under and not find something they did wrong. And
of course, but what do you think about the polls? What do you think of the poll? Okay, but what do you think of the poll numbers starting to shift downward for the Democrats?
Well, it's not surprising. The same thing happened to the Republicans when they refused to let go of the Clinton investigation. They kept going after Clinton. Their poll numbers went down, and the Republicans ultimately got beaten badly in that following election.
Yes, they certainly did. And actually, Clinton's numbers went way up almost to the 70 percentile, yes, in spite of which, by the way, I was watching and I was, as a conservative, I was like, what the heck are you doing? This is ridiculous. So they overreached. Do you think the Democrats are overreaching now?
Oh, they're definitely overreaching. And I think they're going to continue to overreach because they don't have a platform to run on. And I think they're realizing that the far left platform that the people who just came in 2018 are pushing is alienating most of America.
Agreed. Yes, I think they're overestimating the palatability of a far left agenda. Even you look at McGovern and then Mondale, hardly could compare to this form of no. I got that, but still, the general American public are not big on super left policies.
No, they're not.
And I actually,
the Democratic Party is not a big fan of them. That's why
I'm not so sure about that.
No, that's why the party put the superdelegates in, so that they could stop the American public from voting for one of these far left wackos.
Okay, speaking of far left, what do you think of Biden's inexplicable. Forget about the sniffing. Well, real quick, I don't want to spend too much time on the sniffing. What do you think it's done? I know it's done political damage. Do you think he's out?
I don't think he's out, but it's done a lot of political damage. It's
I think he's
also
finished.
it's also shown the colors of the Democrats, because under the same situation, they would be pushing Trump to resign, and Biden they're making excuses for.
No question about it. I think also one of the things Biden really has a problem with, I think because he's not the brightest person, was that stupid monologue about white privilege and ending white philosophy. I mean, what are you thinking about, dude? Like that's going to play in Indiana. Yes.
The left that has taken over the party, but it's actually going to backfire on him. If he really wants a chance at winning, he should set his sights on the center of the party.
But he's too stupid. That was a really ill-advised move. No matter what you think of, yes or no, whatever. But very dumb, very stupid. He's not the brightest. Believe me, I've known him for 35 years. He's done. I don't know how he went to law school, but he's not the brightest bulb in the Christmas tree. And
remember, he's run for president before and had to pull out when his plagiarism came forward.
Yeah,
so
exactly. Yes, but other things as well. So let's switch to the job numbers. Let me just give you my little 2 cents. I believe the talk of a recession was greatly overrated. I think the job numbers are still excellent, and actually they were revised upward from the previous month. They weren't great previous month, but they were revised upwards. If the economy's strong, let's ask one question at a time. Do you believe the economy will be strong or at least a non-factor in 2020?
Well, the economy will be a factor, but I think it'll be a factor in Trump's favor.
I meant the negative factor.
Yeah, we have a strong economy. And again, while a recession will hit eventually, right now, we're all going
to die eventually.
Right now, there's no indication it's going to hit before the election.
If it doesn't hit before the election, I see very, very, very little chance. Look at the field the Democrats have. Do you see any viable candidate? The only guy is the one who just announced from Ohio, but he's got no chance. Cory Booker, Pocahontas hasn't caught on. It's a disaster.
I haven't seen any real competition for Trump in the Democratic field. And the Democrats don't see any competition for him. There is a great commercial running now for Samantha Bee's show on TBS. And she is a huge left-leaning wacko liberal. And she says there's 16 Democrats running for office, and 15 of them are going to lose. And then she goes, and let's be honest, the 16th is going to lose too, and we're going to be stuck with 4 more years of Trump.
What is the left so scared about in terms of Trump? What is it that scares them?
I think what it is that is
it proving them wrong? Is it proving them wrong?
Aside from the fact that what he's doing is working, he is showing the entrenched state that what you are doing is a failure. You have been talking about this for years and years, especially on the left, where they've got these theories of how things should work. And he's actually proving that they don't work.
I agree with that. I think they're scared to death because also if more African Americans become, let's just say, gainfully employed, okay, the whole shtick is gone. Okay, they're losing Jews, the Democrats. They're losing, not in huge numbers, they're losing African. But if the economy continues to do well, Dr. Lopkin, once someone has a job, their whole life changes. They're not looking for handouts. And I think the Democrats are scared to death.
The left has always been about the handout. It's government will take care of you. And now Trump is showing that when government gets out of the way, people can take care of themselves. They don't need the government.
Yes, but one thing about the Democrats in terms of being so altruistic and having the government help. They're doing it just like they believe in open borders, not because they actually believe in it. It's a failed ideology, and it's a way of them keeping up their base or keeping up some form of a base. And that's why they need, if you will, the African Americans on the reservation. That is indigent and unemployed.
By the same token, they're trying to get different states to lower the voting age to 16.
It's obviously, I got that. It's obviously indicative, Dr. Lopkin will close on this, of a party that is desperate.
Yes.
So if everything was great, you wouldn't worry about, well, why not have 10-year-olds vote? And it also says a lot about their ideology, doesn't it? It's like, okay, we know anyone that has a brain is not going to vote for this crap. Let's move it down to 16.
That's it. I find it absolutely hysterical, especially here in Connecticut, where you have lawmakers actually saying we have to raise the age for people to smoke because they're not capable of making that decision. We can't allow them to have a full driver's license at 16. We've got to push that up over 18 because they're not responsible enough to handle it. Oh, but let's let them vote. They're fine to handle that.
Well, they're not fine. They know that with experience, people become more conservative. So basically they're looking, because they know there's really no chance for a thinking, normal adult saying, gee, Cory Booker is my man.
No, they've got a lock hold on the wacko left. They've lost the bulk of the country. And they're honestly, even if they allow illegals to vote, even if they lower the age to 16, they're not getting that group back. And the Electoral College will keep them out of office in 2020.
I would agree. By the way, there's no way they can pass 16 or anything because Trump's is going to veto it, and they do not have a veto-proof majority, so that's done.
Oh, yeah.
So it's all window dressing. Well, Dr. Lopkin, another great edition of Carnivore Bites. We'll do it again next week.
See you then.
You've been listening to Carnivore Bites, part of the Exvadio Podcast Network. You can catch us every week at exvadio.com/podcasts, on the iHeartRadio app, the Apple Podcasts app, the iTunes Store, Spotify, and wherever you find podcasts. You can also catch us live every Friday at 4 on WESU FM 88.1.